Hello, I believe we're live.
No.
Hi, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you're joining us from. My name is Brenda Unu. I'm super excited to have you here today on your favorite program, Women's Matters. And what a joy to have the beautiful Debbie with me today. I mean, just look at how she lit up our screens. I'm thinking, it's so gorgeous.
Thank you
Good
for
evening,
having
Debbie. How are
me.
you doing today?
I'm very such a privilege to
Thank you
be
so
here
much for joining.
today, and thank you for the honor. Thank you so much.
He's a very big woman. To get Debbie on this show, we have been dragging ourselves since, but we thank God, thank God, thank God. I'm super excited to have her. And she just came at the perfect time because in the month of August, we're talking about owning your story. And when I just saw the topics, I was like, I know somebody that is perfect for this. Let me go and knock on her door. And she was gracious enough to be here with us today. So, Debbie, as we usually do on our program, we ask you to introduce yourself. We don't read profiles, we don't do all those kind of things. Just say, look, please come and toot your horn. Tell us all those, those things they used to write at the back of the book. Hey, so please tell us who you are. Let's meet
Hi,
you.
my name is Debbie Ekwo. I'm a mom of two and a husband. And a wife of a husband. I'm married to a man. I think it's important to mention
One
those
man.
things these days.
I know.
One man, one wonderful man. Anyway, I'm the founder of Your Discovery Coach, and my focus is to help women who have felt invisible, this invisibility narrative of their lives. Sometimes as mom, the devil tells us that we should, we are not but just moms. Like I tell the women who listen to me, I say we're not just moms. There's this invisibility narrative that we're wrapped in, and I help women, break out of that invisibility narrative. I help them to find, their voice, live to their truest potential. It's something that I love to do. I love women, and I love, I love the power of, I love the power that we possess as humans, and I want us to discover it together as we grow. So it's something I'm very passionate about, and yeah, that's who I am. And I'm the author of Triggers.
Oh, whoosh.
No, no, I can't the reflection, but well done. This is it. This is it. I'm the
We
author.
will show we will
Triggered.
show them later when the song comes down a little bit. But I love it. I love it. I love it. I'm super excited to see it in real life. Like, hey. And thank you so much, Debbie. We love you. I know she said she loves women, so I'm replying that we love her too. Yes, yes, yes. Let's get into it. Today, we're going to be talking about from silence to significance, why hiding your story truly hurts you more than anybody else. So tell us, Debbie, first of all, why did this topic resonate with you? Tell us a little bit about that.
Um, yeah, moving to a new country, getting married, trying to start life. So for me, I started life all over again when I moved to England. It's not like
I
I
can
honestly
imagine.
didn't want to move. That's the truth. But I fell in love, and the man was already in the UK. So it took us a long time to actually. So it wasn't a question of being in love. It took us a long time to actually come to a place of let's marry, let's be, it was more like
Mm,
we're not kids, what do we want? And then honestly, it took me almost 3 years to say I can leave my comfort zone. So leaving my comfort zone, coming to the UK, no family, no friends, starting life literally afresh. There's this thing that, you
mm,
shroud yourself in silence. You're trying to find your feet. You're just trying to make sense of your new environment. Then I became a mom almost immediately because I didn't want to waste any time. And I found out
yeah.
that because I decided to be a stay-at-home mom, it was my decision to be a stay-at-home mom. I just didn't want to give my kids to anyone. I found out that being a stay-at-home mom keeps you're safe with your family. Your children become a kind of like a safe place. Your husband becomes a safe place. Even though I had
Mm,
friends and it's very easy for me to make friends, but I just realized that I wasn't living my truest potential. I was shrinking. I was more silent than I was, outspoken. I was outspoken in a way, but not outspoken. And I realized playing small doesn't help anyone,
mm,
shrinking doesn't help anyone. There's so much God has put inside of us. There's so much potential the human being has, even if you don't believe in God, even just as a human being, the way he has created us, with so much we can do, so much we can become. So why stay in the kitchen? Why stay in the bedroom? Why stay in the house? And then
Mm,
it really resonated because I had been quiet for a couple of years. Kids are small, they need you, but now they're a little bit independent. What's the excuse? So I said to myself, Debbie, you have no excuse. You need to rise, you need to shine, and your light has come.
mm. Hello, I love it. We need to rise and shine because literally your light has come. I mean, just look at how bright you are. I remember the first time I ever met you. I mean, we had connected once we joined the masterpiece together. We'd connected and we kind of like, and then the first retreat in Lagos threw us together, and I was like, Debbie, oh, nice to meet you, and all of that. And then we spent a lot of time together. There's something about really physically connecting in a
Yeah.
space. And then we found out that we had a lot of things in common. I was like, come on now, let's just, so we got closer. And then 1 year after, I'm like, hello, what happened? Like, who is this person? So they changed it's unbelievable. Like, I'm like, I'll be cleaning my eyes away. It's not the same Debbie I saw in 2020. It's last year,
2020.
okay?
It was no, it was it last year?
2023. Yeah.
Oh wow.
2024. It was 2024 February, right?
Are you
Because I was like,
kidding?
yeah, like what happened? So I mean, guys, I don't know how to explain this, but I need her to use her own mouth to tell us what happened and how her life has literally transformed in so many leaps just by simply deciding that, okay, enough, right? Enough is
Yeah,
enough. I'm gonna just do
is
something
enough.
about my life.
Enough is enough. Yeah.
Your story
And
have to do with all of this, and then just tell us, please. We have the whole day. Please just give it to us.
so I
We're
think, I
here
think for me,
for it.
like Brenna has mentioned, being in Masterpiece obviously has played a significant role. And personally, I'm a restless person. I don't I hate to do bare minimum. So like Brenda knows, like when I wasn't on the committee last year, but I came into the committee and
Mm,
then I came into the program and I was like, Kai, I can't
yeah.
just sit down. I need to help. So I'm literally asking Brenda every second, what should you have me do? So I
Mm,
know that there's a lot of restlessness about me. I'm never satisfied. I'm never settling for little. So but being in the right environment has been my greatest motivation, in the sense that
mm.
you could be restless, but people around you do not even propel your restlessness. You are
Dulling you.
seated, you are seated in the place where they are dulling your shine, or you're seated in the
Mm.
place where there is no capacity for growth, there's no capacity for change. When
People
you're
be
in the
thinking,
right
is your own
environment,
not too much like this? Some people will
exactly.
actually be looking at you
Yes,
like,
yes, 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 yes. I remember my first life, somebody literally texted me and said I should keep my voice down. I was like, because of that,
wow.
I will raise it again. I will raise it again. But that's the thing. That's the thing about growth environment. That's the thing about meeting women who want to grow, who want to glow, who are not satisfied with being just women. Because being a woman is an industry. It's not just I'm a woman, I'm a mom, I'm a wife. When you're at home, be submissive to your husband, but in the world, you've not been created for smallness. The Bible says that
Mhm,
do not hide your light under a bushel. Do not
mhm.
hide it. So you're not meant to shrink yourself. You're not meant to be small. And then, that environment, then I met Brenda. We talked about my story. It felt like, my story is not as if you read it, is the telling. But it's not like I
Mhm.
had, spectacular experiences. I didn't have the light coming down from heaven and I got blind and then thunder
There was no
came.
on the way to Damascus
I was
encounter.
not on the way to Damascus story. But when I realized that my story is enough, it's enough light. It may be for 10 women, it may be for 20 women. I reject it, Sha. It's a lot more, but it may be for the one. But when you decide to shine, when you decide to rise, was Maya who said, when you rise, you give another woman, you give another person the permission to rise. So I said to myself, even though my story doesn't seem, I grew up in Festac, I did this, I did that. So I decided to make it fiction. Everybody loves fiction. They like to read parts where I didn't understand what was going on in my mom and my dad's mind. I fictionized it. Maybe I had Adjasa or something, but it's essentially my story, and it was so cathartic. it purged me, it healed me, it hits me so hard. So if my story can have that impact on me and help me to propel myself forward, to see that I have been selling myself short. I have been doing things and I have been selling. See, when you tell your story, when you, I don't know if this is your question, but this is, this is the thing that is burning in my own heart.
Oh, please.
When you tell your story, you're able to, map out your patterns. You're able to see where you have you have been less than you really are. You are able to see where these patterns are coming from. You're able to decode, okay, if I continue on this trajectory, by the time I'm 60, this is where I'm ending. Life is not a mystery. I beg to say it's not a mystery. It's not like they did me bad or they did me rotten. It's not a mystery. It's what you are doing. If you don't stop and tell yourself that, okay, let me look inward. So it wasn't just looking inwards what happened to Debbie when she was small. It wasn't a case of blaming anybody. It wasn't a case of being upset with anybody. It was a case of even understanding what I had inherited as a person and what was dictating my life, the conditioning that was dictating my life. Some of us have conditioning that would keep us poor for life, and it's the honest truth. Some of us
Yeah,
have upbringing that will keep us trapped in cycles that we have no business being trapped in. So if we don't tell the story, and when you tell the story, you liberate yourself, you liberate someone else. Because in your story, in as much as your story is peculiar to you, it's not actually just, it's not necessary. You're not the only
it's
one
not
going
for
through
you.
that. It's not
Mhm.
really for you. The Bible says that the comfort that I comfort you, you will use that comfort to comfort other people. And that's where
Absolutely.
telling your story is very powerful. So you may think,
Absolutely.
oh, I didn't have an on the road to Damascus experience when I was growing up. We ate about every day. We did this, we did that. It's not, these are not the issues.
Mm.
When you find yourself in your story and you can tell your story, it transports you to even a time you were not alive, to see the seeds that were planted before you were born, before you had a say in your life. There was something that had been planted, and you can now see, okay, this excavation has to happen, this has to happen, that has to happen. It helps you to stop being frivolous about your days, because the summation of your days is what forms the life that you live in the future.
Absolutely. Absolutely. See, this your story matter, we can talk about it for days. And what I really wanted to focus on today is the fact that a lot of people sit down and think, oh, there's so much emphasis on people telling their story. Well, there's nothing fantastic about my story. It's just all there, it's just all that. And I think that everybody has something, right? And every story has something, no matter how simple or mundane or that your life was, there's something in it, right? I mean, think about it. Some people are struggling with money issues now, just from what they heard growing up. All those simple things like, go away, Jerry. You always ask for big, big things. Your eye is too big. Why can't you even settle for, you cannot settle for small things? Do you think money grows on trees?
Yeah.
Or maybe they see a rich man in the neighborhood and you think, this one, they've gone to go and do money ritual. When you hear those kind of things growing up, you'll be kind of afraid of going for positions and things that will give you wealth. You kind of think as, okay, so if I now have money now, they'll be thinking me to have gone to do ritual. Do you see? Or, okay, no, they will think that I cannot get to heaven, or it will be hard for a rich man to enter into heaven. All those kind of things. You now start to self-sabotage,
Yeah.
instead of pushing and going for more just because of what you heard growing up. So the thing about rediscovering your roots and your childhood traumas is to heal you first and then to help you to heal others. Because at the end of the day, there's always something in your story. The other day, I was thinking about it. In the book I'm writing right now, I thought about something and it just clicked to me that, oh, I grew up serving others. I grew up feeling like I should always be second place. Like I did not see the need to, want to lead anything. The other day, they were telling me, Brenda, the leader, I was just laughing at you. Like, hey, if you know where we are coming from. I struggled so much. In fact, I was working where I was working. I'd done 7 years in that place and I was happy. Like, I was just happy in that place. I was going to be there forever until my husband woke up one day and said, I should get out of that place. I said, why? I said, you have to come out of there and come and do something for yourself. And I thought, do something for myself. Why? Like, what? Why? I did not see the need. as I came out, the first thing I did was to go and pitch a tent with another friend. Like she was doing something already. I'm like, okay, let me go and help you. I'll help you grow your business. And that was all I ever knew, to just help, help, help. Let me go and help somebody, because there was just no need. Do you know that it was recently it occurred to me that I was born third place in a home of 5 children. And I thought that life had naturally selected my position for me.
Mm.
Like, why should you be first? Why
Mm-hmm.
should you be leading? Who are you? Why do you understand that you're naturally supposed to? But it was in connecting the dots that I realized that I will break out of you. You're mad. You can't keep me down. Who are you to say where when my father has not put me there? Do you see? And it is in consciously looking back on your childhood, consciously looking back at words that you heard, consciously looking back at how people made you feel when you try to do something. Because children are born naturally curious, naturally
Yeah.
explorative, naturally ready to try things, daredevil stuff. But you were constantly told, keep quiet, you talk too much, keep quiet, talk too much, keep quiet, sit down there, your own is too much. I have a son now, my son is 8, and his siblings are tired of him. Oh my God, you talk too much. Oh my God, you are too extra. And I always immediately tell them, stop it. There's nothing like too much. He's exactly how God has created him to be. And if you have a problem, then you go and look away. Like, do you
Yeah.
understand? I
Yeah.
am constantly answering his questions, constantly allowing him to talk. Hey, to the bank today, the boy talk, 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 talk. The woman in the bank was like, oh my God, he talks a lot. I was like, oh yeah, he's very sharp. I
Mm-hmm.
just thought immediately, I was like, oh yeah, he's very smart. And she just kept quiet. She just left 2 of us. He continued talking, I continued answering him.
Yes.
Until we left the bank. I'm like, you're not going to shut my kid down. I got enough of
Yes.
that as a child and I'm not having it. No, let him
Yes.
talk. We don't know where this talk is going to get him to later in life. We don't know
Yes.
what he's preparing himself for. So let him
Yes.
talk. Let him ask. And if you do listen to him, people are always amazed at how
Yes.
brilliant he is. They're like, oh my God, did he just say that? How old is his child? I'm like, okay, now you're telling me he talks too much. Leave him to talk. He can't
True.
talk. So absolutely, there's just so much around our childhood that we need to, and the more you discover it now, the more it helps you even to make sure that you're not repeating the same patterns in your children.
True. True.
Now, talking about your children, tell us about you. I know I've heard you say many times that you're standing up and rediscovering yourself was mainly because you wanted to show your children that they too can. So tell us about that motivation for you.
So when I had my second child, especially, she looks a lot like my mom, and the relationship with my mom is growing up. It's not. I mean, it's not warm. It's not like
Mm,
when I remember how the house was. Have warm feelings. So I started realizing that I was almost translating these feelings towards her, because every time I see her, I see my mom's face, and it made me really curious as to why. So I don't. I question my feelings. I question my emotions. I question why do I feel this way towards people. So I journal a lot. All these things behind here, all journals. Like, I want to understand the genesis of my feeling. So writing that book was really
mm,
good for me, because it made me also see, that even though my mom did best she could do, I just wanted to also understand why she was the way she was. And in writing her own story, it broke me. It made me see
mm,
where I will, if I didn't question, I told the firstborn one day, and I was 3, and I said, who the hell do you think you are? It was something I'd heard so much in my own childhood. Who the hell do you think you are? Onyekibu, who are you? I heard it so much. And when she responded and she said, nobody, I cried, because that is
mm,
how I felt, especially being the last one. You talked about being the third born in your family. I was the last one in my family. So
mm,
it was easy for me to be super over dependent and constantly wanting to help. I also had that thing, people pleasing, trying to play small so that you don't get beaten, so that I had a cupboard where I would hide, literally. So when I saw that on my children, I was beginning to feel a certain type of way with my children. I said, no, Debbie, this is not normal. And then that was when the digging started. That was when, I don't even know how the name triggers came to me, but I needed to understand the genesis of my triggers, especially with the second one who looks like my mom. And in understanding that, I needed to understand my mom and my dad's story. And it's absolutely I mean, I feel sorry for my mom for what she went through. It's absolutely liberating. Now, obviously, I'm much better with the girls, and we're more we have a lot more connection, I still question my feelings. I still question my emotions. I still question the genesis of my thoughts. I don't allow any flying arrow, just sometimes you sit down and you feel unworthy. And why do you feel unworthy? It's not random. That these things don't happen randomly. Something must have happened. And I question, I ask, I ask digging questions all the time. And it's only when you are able to access a process. So you're accessing your life, it's self-improvement. It's every day, it's every day, it's every day, it's every day. I shouted at this child, what was the reason for it's not because she left the plate on the table. There was a
Mm.
trigger. There was something that triggered me. What was the trigger? And sometimes the way my mind, because my mind is now used to doing that self-introspection, takes me back to ages ago, and I'm like, come on, man, I can't even remember these stories. So these stories are not, they might not be audible in your mind, but they are indelible in your imprints, in your story,
Mm.
in your nervous system. So
Absolutely.
um if you don't keep on questioning, instead of getting
Mm.
angry with yourself for getting angry, it doesn't solve it. Question the anger, question the genesis of why
Dig
this
deep.
happened. Dig
Mm.
deep. Excavation is, and unfortunately for us, some of us started this thing, late in our 40s. So we have a
Mm.
lot of 40 years back to deal with.
I know. I know what you
But it is
mean.
doable.
It is doable. It is doable. When you talked about your daughter triggering you, I just remembered I had a very testy relationship with my oldest daughter for the longest time. Like for the longest time, it was really crazy. I mean, I joined TIP because I thought she needed deliverance. Alas, I was the one who needed deliverance, but for another day. But what was really triggering about our relationship was that she was very outspoken and very, she could say anything. And for me, I would look at her like, how dare you say that to me? As in there were things that I wanted to say to my mother, but they no bomb me. Do you
But
see? And I
subdued.
would look at her and think, I had to swallow these things in my own youth. And then you have the guts to look at me and say, why? How? Who are you? How dare you? So it was always so triggering. And, you know, and the child will look at you square in the face, as in, you know, my husband used to make a joke and he says, oh, you are probably being paid back for what you did to your mom growing up. And I thought, no, I was a sweet child, but well, maybe not so sweet, but I get it. And one day, one day I said to this child that this thing you're doing to me, your child will do it to you. You think you're being rude. Your child will do it to you. You know what she said? He said, oh, wow. Oh, that means you did that to grandma as well. Maybe that's why you're getting me back as payback. Yes, God, with my life. I just see my life on the mirror. I know this child. It was testy. It was really testy. But I learned to separate my emotions from the issues, right? I needed to understand, okay, what is triggering? And I started to listen to what she was saying, right? And removing my emotions from it, my ego from it to say, okay, what is she even saying? Is it rude or is it just bruising my ego? Do you understand? So, and that's like when I started to separate my ego from the situation, I realized that she wasn't rude, though. She was just direct.
Mm-hmm.
And and why should you shut down somebody who is direct? And for a girl, it's very important for them to even be able to
Yes.
speak up. Do you
Yes.
see? So I thought that, so I should keep my ego aside and not destroy this child simply because I couldn't take it. I couldn't take her directness. So I had to now start to swallow spits. When my military agbada, when I hear it, I first of all say, okay, Brenda, calm down. It's not about you. It's not about you. What is she saying? Let's listen to the words, and don't react, but respond. It took a lot of training. And today we are able to converse. She's 17 now, graduates, fresh graduate from secondary school, so a big girl things. But we're able to converse. I'm able to hear her. She's able to hear me. And I found out that she actually is very interested in conversing. She wants to talk. So she will not only say what she's saying, she wants you to talk back. And she'll carry your phone and put it down and say, hey, mommy, I'm talking to you. Please drop your phone. Like she wants to
And she knows
converse.
what
And
she wants and she's asking
I'm like,
for it. Yeah.
Emma Gbamio, what was all this? Like, it was very alien at the beginning, but I did understand, okay, this is this child. Maybe that was her love language. That was how she needed to be heard. So the
Yes.
minute I was able to, keep my ego and my feelings aside and, respond to her like the mother supposed to respond, we're able to get somewhere. And I was not able to correct her. I was able to direct her. I was able to coach her and able to build the good person that she is today because I just kept my ego aside to listen. So sometimes these things that trigger us, that make us think as if, hey, who, ha, ha, heaven's going to fall. At the end of the day, as my friend would say, will it matter in 5 years?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you think about something, you want to blow the rooftop, ask yourself, will it matter in 5 years? And if it won't, then hello, let's just keep it moving.
Let's keep it
Let's just
moving.
keep it
Yeah.
moving. So I just wanted to chip that in because I could totally resonate, about children and how they just, rile you up. But then again, I wanted to talk to, I mean, the woman out there who thinks, Coach Debbie, this your thing you're saying is very nice. So it's all well and good, but where will I start from? Do you see? And you made a statement about how you said your story was ordinary, but it was in the telling that you were able to find healing and they were able to, put together something. So tell us about how did you decide to tell your story? How did you go from deciding to actually having that book behind you right there? What was the process for you and how can somebody else pick it up today?
So the first thing is your mindset. Until you make up your mind to do something, until you see the importance of it. I tell people that, sometimes people come and they tell you that, oh, I'm annoyed with XYZ, maybe someone really close to them, because
Mm,
they're not responding to me in the way I said, look, he can't respond to you in the way you want him to respond to you because he can't see what you are seeing. What you see is very important. If you don't see the need for your own emancipation, if you don't see the need for your own liberation, you would stay there, you'd stay. So sometimes, it's not about everybody talking to you. You have to see what you are, where you are, and what you need. Until you see it, you will give excuses. They say
yeah,
you either find a way or you find excuses. If
an
it's too
excuse.
important to you, my healing was too important to me. I was 42 at the time when I decided to start this thing. I'm 40, I'm going to be 45 next month. I asked myself, will they play? Is it at this age you want to start playing?
Hmm.
And it's not like I've been an unserious person. No, I just haven't
Mm,
moved forward. I just hadn't,
absolutely.
I mean, life has just been feeling like, like a snail to me. Like as soon as I start something, I moved to somewhere else. As I was working here, I got laid off. So it just felt like, roadblocks. Then as soon as I got my third job in Lagos, then I got married and then I came to UK and I was like, oh my God, I'm starting all over again. So it just felt like a lot of start and stops. So it's not like, and I realized that, and had to be very sincere. It's not like, you I may have let life happen to me, but I'd had enough of letting life happen
Yeah,
to me. I had to
yeah,
be
you have to take the reins.
design a life that I want. So first of all, you
Absolutely.
have to see your need. You have to see it. You have to be able to convince your own mind because once your mind is not made up, you will start
Hmm.
and you will keep stopping. So yes,
Absolutely.
I stopped. It was last year I started. It took a
Mm,
while because of the process of what it was doing inside of me. I couldn't release a book just because I wanted to release a book. It was actually doing a very deep work in me. Very,
mm,
very deep work. It was so, so strategic in cleansing my soul. So it wasn't about the speed of writing or the speed
mm,
of when Brenda says give us 500 words every day. It wasn't about the 500 words she was harassing me for. It was about the work, the depth of the work that it was doing in my own life. That's number one. Your mindset, your perception matters. If you don't find the reason, if you don't find your why, you will forever give an excuse for whatever it is that you have set your mind to do. When you don't find it, you would lose it. You would lose momentum because motivation,
absolutely.
I can come here and give you motivation and say, oh, yeah, let's go there. And then you would lose the motivation as soon as I end this talk. It has to come from within
Absolutely.
you. It has to come from your mind. It has to come from, there are some people that are so comfortable in their prisons. Permit me to say that. You are in prison
Mm,
by your mindset, by your story, by your imprint, you've blamed your mother, you've blamed your father, you've blamed the passenger, you've even blamed Buhari that just died, you've blamed Yaradua, he's dead, you've blamed Buhari, you've blamed Tinubu. You are in the UK, you have blamed Boris, you have blamed, I don't know his names now. You have even blamed Kemi, that bad
Kemi's foot,
luck, that
Kemi
did
followed my
nothing to
plate.
you. You have blamed everyone, but you are so comfortable in your own prison. It's a very dangerous place to be. Those people don't make anything out of life. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be hard here, but you don't make anything out of life when you don't take the reins of your life in your hand. So it's your story,
Yeah.
it's you. What do you want? Where do you see yourself? So me, when I realized that, babe, let's look at the trajectory of our lives from when we finished NYSC to now. What have you done with it? Some people say, oh, you are so lucky, you are so blessed. Your sister, sit down and analyze where is the luck? I can't find it. Yes, I married a great guy. I have 2 great kids. We live in the UK. I don't feel like living in the UK is any kind of strange luck. No, I don't. I don't feel that way. If you leave me, I probably want to go back to Nigeria. But yes, people see it as luck. But is that what defines? Is that what I want the definition of my life to be? No. So what am I going to do about it? And when the calling or the thoughts to write my own story came, at first, obviously the resistance comes because your nervous system, your body likes to stay in what is comfortable and familiar. So the resistance comes, and I say, no, 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 we're pushing boundaries. Or people might not buy. I've only sold 4 copies, but it's not paining me because the work that has happened in me is more than the money that I'm trying. It's not even about the money. Do you understand? It's not about the money. And I said to myself, this is what we want. We've seen a life that we want. We've seen a life that we want to live. So what does it take for us to pursue it?
To
And
get
one of
there.
the things that happened to me was, write your story. And that story, like I've said it 100 times here, it was cathartic. Then 2, how did I get started? I met Brenda. Let her take it from there.
So it's new. And funny enough, Debbie joined the first ever cohort of our executive author program, which is a writing program for busy women. As in, we put it that way, it's for busy women. I don't want anybody that is less busy. Don't come and tell me that you have 6 months to write your book. We don't have that time. We were moving. Like trains are chasing us, right? So the program was really very deep and everything. And then when we finished, she said, I just wanted to join again. I'm like, madam, I don't understand. You have finished your own cohorts, be going. She said, no, she wanted to join again. And I realized that when she was writing, even the first time, she was writing, and every time she would send one chapter and she would start to cry. Say, hey, coach, this story is killing me. I said, okay, calm down, breathe, and take it again. I had to not be convinced, okay, can we fictionalize it? Because it was getting too deep. And it was, so all the things that she's saying now, I realized that, that's what she was going through at the time when she was like, oh my God, that this thing is, it was really dealing with her. And when I finally got to read the book, I understood what she was talking about because I was like, oops, okay, damn, that is deep. But funny enough, the very first chapter she sent to me, because she kept on saying, I don't know how to write, so I'm not a writer. But the first chapter, I was like, where's the rest? Please, please, you can't do things like this. Like I only plan to open it and skim through. But the first line hooked me and I read it till the end without stopping. And I was looking for more. And I was like, come on here, we have a bestseller right here. And because I know that most people say, oh, I don't know how to write. And truly, when you see what they wrote, you're like, okay, you really don't know how to write. We need help. But she said, I don't know how to write. And the first thing she wrote was like, madam, you know how to write, please. This was, don't be, But that was really good. And not only was the writing good, it was the power of the story. Because sometimes you always say, oh, I don't know how to write. Forget how to write. See, that's what editors are there for. They will take it from where you dropped it. Your job is to bring your story and to bring it raw. Bring your story and bring it authentic, because what people want, people will spot a fake from a mile off. What they want is your true story, your authentic story, and we can do with it. Because when every time I write something real to me, I realize that the feedback I get, the engagement I get is different. People know when it's a true story. People know when you're writing something deep and something really, and it really connects. You will see people, after they comment on the social media, they will come to you in the DM and say, man, that thing that you shared, and be like, what did I share like this? Like, hello, But people actually do know, they can relate to the true and authentic nature of your story. So where to start from is to first of all, look at your life. And find out, okay, what do I want to share? And many people that work with this, you already have a leading. The Holy Spirit is already telling you. So it's not even me that will come and tell you that you need to tell your story. You already know. You have been told. In fact, most people that come to me and say, okay, so I know I have a leading to write my story. I'm like, welcome. We've been waiting for you because you have the leading. If your heart is telling you that, oh, I need to share this with the world, you know that that's what you need to do. So the question is how? And that's where people like us come in, because the Holy Spirit has sent us here to help you. You
Mhm.
see, and I always believe, I always firmly believe that God puts our teachers within us. But there's a Bible passage. Today I found it in the Bible. I was like, so this thing
You
is really
hear a
here. I
voice
always
behind
used to,
you.
yeah, I always used to pray that God should not let my teachers be far from me. And the day I found that passage in the Bible, I was like, so this thing is really there, because every step in time when I have the leading to do something, the minute I say, okay, I want to do this, then somebody just shows up that he's doing it, that can show me how to do it.
Yeah.
That's the way I found TIP from a random post on somebody's status. If you know me, I don't check status. It's recently I started doing status business because I heard that status is the in thing now. But those days, I don't check, I don't post, I don't know. I don't know what I was doing there that day. And I just saw a post about TIP annual summit. I didn't know anybody. I don't even know whose status it is today. I copied the information and I carried myself there. I went there that day, registered, I sat in the front row that I was not going to be disturbed. After two speakers, I was wailing. I started crying. The coach Wendy that was the convener had not, she had not spoken. Only two speakers, I started wailing. I said, I can see where my problem is. Do you understand? That was God bringing my teachers my
Yeah.
way. Another
Yeah.
time I needed to deal with my mindset and to be able to move myself forward to the next level. I had been off social media for like maybe a week. I was fasting. And the day I opened it, I just happened in a live program. I joined. The person I was speaking, I'd never seen him in my life before. It was Bankole Williams, and he was talking
And
about
you
a
grew up
program he
with
was
us,
doing.
so
Yeah, talked about a program he was doing, and immediately I paid. I think when I went to my account, maybe it was the last money I had. I just was not wasting time. I paid for it, and my sisters, that program has been one of the most significant things I've done for myself. As in, it was such a great healing and a way to learn how to use my mindset positively. And people say, "Oh, you're so positive. You're always very positive. You're always thinking." I'm like, "Oh, mom, it was training that got us here. It was training that got us here." And every step in my life, I find that the teacher just comes along just when you need it. So that's how God works. So that He has laid it in your heart is the reason why He brought you to this life, because He's showing you the teacher that you need. It's not me. I do not say it. I'm not even forcing you. See, we're not looking for students. I'm just saying to you that should, in case you have been laid in your heart, know that this is a natural next step to take. Now, how can we help you? We have this program we call Executive Author that has now metamorphosed into Amplify You. Now, what is it about? It's for women like you who have a story. You're going to come, we're going to help you to clarify your story, identify what the core message of your life story is. And that core message helps you to now know what you're going to be talking about. So today, Debbie is a discovery coach. She's helping women to rediscover themselves because she rediscovered her own self from her story. Do you see? And sometimes you don't even have to have taught anybody else. What you have done with yourself
yeah.
is you are the product. You are enough to come and teach somebody else, how you were able to turn your life
Yeah.
around. How did I start teaching how to write? I wrote 3 books within 6 months, and everybody like, show us. What did you do? And I was like, okay, I can tell you. That's how we got here. So sometimes the transformation that you have received is enough for you to come and show others. And that's again to the scripture that you quoted earlier. You've been comforted so that you can comfort others with the same
Yes.
comfort that you received. God took you through that thing, that story, that journey in your life, so that you can comfort others with the comfort that you received. So it wasn't just random. All those rigmarole things that happened in your life, all those things that looked like it was too much drama and everything, it wasn't accidental. God had
Absolutely.
set it up because there's a circle of people He's placed around you that you must be the one to influence. And because you've come out of that thing, it's now your job to help others. I get
True.
calls every day from random people. They will come and say, "Oh, I need to speak to you, coach." I'm like, "Okay." They speak. And once they start to talk, I just start to smile. Some days, some people say, "Holy Spirit, I should call." I'm like, "Who, me? I don't understand me. Who am I?" But when the person starts to speak, I know exactly why they were sent to me.
Yeah.
I've been through that. I've gone through that exact thing. Some of the things I don't even speak about. Nobody even knows that I've gone through because I don't speak about them. But when the person starts to talk, I'm like, "This is how I used to walk."
Hmm.
I now immediately start to share. I don't, as the person is talking, I start praying because I'm like, "God, please don't let me fall your own hand because now you have sent this person to me. I don't want to fall your hand. You see, I don't know what you want me to
Absolutely.
say, but I literally start to pray as they start talking. And by the time the person is done, I'm like, "Okay, Holy Spirit, you gotta be the one talking because I'm not sure what you want me to say." So most times I just share what has happened to me. And the person goes like, "Oh, I get it, I get it, I get it." And we pray together and then that's it. So sometimes that's maybe all that your story needs to do Sometimes that story needs to just show somebody that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Somebody may be going through what you're going through right now. I've done 18 years in marriage. I've seen things. You see,
Yeah.
I've raised 4 children. Of the 4 children, they are so different. I'm always asking God, what did I do to deserve this kind of thing? Didn't you just give me like 4 children like the same, or two the same, two the same? Like, let me be able to replicate some methods. Like, why are they so different? Been stretched in different directions with marriage, with work, with career, with everything. But the point is that in all of it, I just see that, there's a lot. And so when we talk about women 40 years plus, you have a lot of experience. You've lived enough life, whether you're married or unmarried, you have enough experience. 40 years on earth, are you joking? You've seen things. You've
Yeah.
seen things either in career or in business or in even family life, even unmarried or married, whichever way you've been, you have seen enough and you have
Yeah.
enough to teach people.
Yeah.
So don't sit on your arms and say, there's nothing in my story. We will find the gem in your story because there is something. There is something in everybody's story. Absolutely. See
Absolutely.
Debbie. I just see Debbie and I'm like, hey, God. Like I literally want to be like you right now. Like she's and you can see the glow in her. She's living the life. She's enjoying herself. She's helping people. And so not only has she sorted out her own life because she's found herself, healed herself, now she's helping others. And there's no greater joy than
Yeah.
feeling the impact of what you're doing in somebody's life. When people send you a message, say, thank you. That thing you said blessed me. Thank you. That advice you gave blessed me. There's no greater feeling. So don't sit down on your story, your sisters. There's a lot you can do with it. A lot, a lot, a lot. So Debbie, now, what's my next question for you? You know, there's a part of the topic that says why hiding hurts you even more than others. Some people think that, oh, I mean, I was there before. I was hiding. I always thought that, it wasn't, I should just stay where they kept me. Just stay and be helping others. Don't need to show yourself in quotes. And just say your own is too much. And you mentioned this as well when you were saying that, sometimes if you're in the wrong community, when you are feeling the need to do more and be more, they look at you like, are you not doing enough? Can you calm down? Like, share your own is not too much like this.
Yeah.
So, so I wanted to say, how do you think that how do you think that one can help themselves if they find that they're hiding, and what would it cost you? What does your silence cost you really? What did it cost you otherwise when you were not being yourself? Now that you're looking back at it in retrospect, what do you think it cost you for being silent and hiding all this while?
There's a burden that you place on yourself when you decide to stay small. And it's
Mm,
because you were not created for that type of mindset. You're not created for shame. You were not created for fear. You were not created for judgment. You were not created for, you are created in God's image. And if God's image is what God's image is, you're not created for less. So there's a burden you put on yourself when you stay less than you
mm,
are. And it comes from fear. It comes from fear, shame, failure, fear of failure. We've talked about conditioning, upbringing. We've talked about so many things. So the first thing I would say is, why sit we here and die? Get yourself in Mordecai. Esther got herself in Mordecai, or had in Mordecai. You can't stay, you can't stay buried and you feel fulfilled. There's a reason, I was talking in my Friday live last week, because I do a Friday live every Friday. And I was
mhm,
saying that some people in their old age, they're not pleasant. And it's not
mm,
from anything. It's just they have lived all their lives, in unpleasantness. They've complained, they've been bitter, they've been
mm,
burdened. So you see them, the demeanor of their face, their chin, their eyebrows. I talked about our face tells a lot of stories, I've talked, and I was saying that, they've born this thing so much, it has become such an identity. And it comes a lot from not living. My
yeah.
slogan is, hey mamas, let's start living. And it's for a reason. It comes a lot
Mm,
from burying yourself. When you bury yourself, when you constantly play small, you constantly don't grow, you constantly hide from fear, failure, shame, whatever it is. You
Mm.
grow into something that you yourself, you're not happy
You
to
can't
be. Some,
recognize.
so some old people, you're not very happy around them because they don't have the aura of happiness. So I'm just taking it from that point of view. You know, there are some
Mm.
people like us. I also gave an example of the women, the man and the couple are going for their are going to Bible study in their house, that they're in their 80s. When you come into their house, you would literally drop your burden at the gate. Because
Wow.
from the first time they open the door for you till you sit down till you leave, they are carrying your body. You can feel your shoulders relax. So that's
Mm.
the thing when you are not living, you are carrying too much burden. People are around you, your children are around you. You don't understand why your children cannot come close to you because there's a barrier.
Mm.
There's something that chases even your husband away from you, people that are close to you. You start to say things like, I don't, that's why I don't trust anyone. That's why I don't have friends. But you don't understand that these things are a constant barrier in your front. So
Mm.
when you stay silent, when you stay small, there's a dissatisfaction. You start to see downturned lips. You are constantly looking sad and unhappy. It's not anything. It's not like anybody's doing you anything, but there's something that you haven't satisfied of your image of God that is in you that you are not satisfying. So you can't be fulfilled. You can't be happy. You cannot grow. It might not be writing a book. We're not talking about writing a book. It might not be called for that. But when you live small, that's what happens. When you live in not in alignment with what you are born for, when you live your body, your soul, your spirit are not in alignment, you find out that that's when you get, constantly dissatisfied, constantly you don't understand the resentment that is even building up on the inside of you. You don't know what is happening. It's a thing and it's a real thing. And that's why sometimes when you get to, people in their 70s and 80s who have never really fulfilled God's purpose in their life, they are hard to be around. There's some
Mm.
elderly people you don't want to be around them. It's not a cost. It's not, I'm not showing shades. Seriously, because they are very, very unhappy. Unhappy people they don't get, they're not a shade, you're not a shade where people can come and find refuge and succor. So don't
Yeah,
hide. Don't hide your light.
absolutely. I mean, and that is one more reason why we cannot even afford to hide ourselves. Because imagine yourself at 70 and you're a grumpy old grandma. Jesus, I can't even imagine it. Because in my own 70 imagination or more,
But
I have it in
balling.
my head. As in, I'm balling, I'm on one beach side with my iPad receiving fan mail and responding, "Hi, darling. Oh, thank you so much for your fan mail. I loved it. Thank you." And my kids are calling me on video call, and I'm like, "Okay, so what's up?" And we're arranging, okay, whose house will you spend
You know
Christmas? I
those,
said,
those those mother-in-laws that when they come to your house, you're uncomfortable. We don't
"It's
want to
not
be
happy that you're happy.
we
Those
don't
ones that
want
will
to
not
be
be happy when
loud.
you're happy.
We're not that.
If your son and his wife are chilling and wearing short neck and strolling, that you'll be vexing and squeezing face. Why? Who did you that
Why,
thing?
why are you
So
so
enjoy
why
your
so
life so
evil?
that you can be happy for people to enjoy their own too. Do you see? Enjoy your life now. So now I don't even stress myself. I do what pleases me. After I've pleased I'm a very good wife, dutiful wife. Done my wifely duties, done my children, my parent, my motherly duties. Then I have plenty space for myself, plenty, because I have a very you know, serious space for myself. I don't even joke. Like, I love myself. You know how
Yeah.
I used to my husband, I say, the Bible says love your neighbor like yourself. Me, if I love anybody like myself, the person has made it in life because I love myself. Gone. My husband said, oh God, I'm tired of you. But seriously, love, owning your story, living fully, getting up and rising up from that silence is a sign of loving yourself. You have to love yourself enough to refuse mediocrity, refuse to just stay small, refuse to live an average life. There's a song by Beyonce that I like to play, that says, "And the world will know that I was here." I'll find the lyrics and maybe put in the description of this video. It's so good. Like, every time I listen to it in my head, it blows my mind. She's like, I'm gonna live loud, I'm gonna live strong and everything. And then so that the world will know after I've left, that they will know I was here. I passed through this earth. How will a homie pass through the earth? Then I will just die and then nothing. That's it. 1 minute
Yeah.
silence and that's all. No, now. The works
Some
have to live
children,
after
some
me.
grandchildren don't even some children don't even come home for their parents' burial.
The works
So
have to
it's
live
not even
after
one
me.
business.
My
Exactly.
children are, so my children and grandchildren have to be remember. There was once one of our matriarchs like this that all more. Did you understand?
Absolutely.
So you have to live. You have to live loud. You have to pour out everything you've got. Volunteer in every space that you can. Do all the things that you can. Live while you can. We are still young and strong. Do what you can
True.
and make a difference. Because at the end of the day, it's who you made a difference for that will count for you
True.
last on the last day, because Jesus was talking about list of my brethren that you gave water to,
Yeah.
is
So
who
you
you
do
could make a
to the least
difference
of
in
my
their
brethren.
lives.
Yeah.
That's what will
Yeah.
matter at the end of the day. It's not really how many books you write, Shao, because books that you write help, because we can help to transform some people, do you see? So it's good to help. It's good to write. It's good to talk. It's good to preach this message. And most importantly, why I'm so passionate about getting women to get up and talk is that we need to shape the narrative. We need to shape culture. There are too many people who have nothing upstairs, forgive me, but are loud and are visible and so are shaping culture. They are
True.
the ones whom our children are following, who are their role models, and who are like creating norms. Now, the things that they do now become norms because they are popular enough and are able to shout it loud enough.
True.
Meanwhile, you and I, children of
But the
God,
salt of the earth.
chai, 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 baptized with Holy Spirit wisdom. We
Yeah.
are here, we are
Yeah.
quiet because I don't want to offend people. I don't want
Yeah.
them to think my own is too much. I don't want them to think, why is she so? Hello, have you seen anyone that lights a lamp and puts it under a bushel?
No.
Those were Jesus's words. You are to be put on a hilltop. What use is salt if you cannot give taste? What
Yes.
use is light if you cannot
Absolutely.
cure darkness? Why is
True.
there so much darkness in our world? Because light have refused to shine.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you are there and you're saying, I don't know where to start. Sister, this is where to start.
Absolutely.
This is where to start. We will show you how to start. But
Mhm.
start you must, because we need you. We need you. We need you.
We need a
And this is the
conglomeration of
oh,
lights.
we need you. We need ourselves to all rise up in different parts of the world.
Absolutely.
We need you. The world is going to, I don't know where we are going. They are saying they will have many genders the other day. I'm like, "Kilele, what is all this? Do you understand?
Absolutely.
What is this?" And the one that really gets me is when they say the man that changed to a woman now wants to come and compete in women's sports. I'm like, are you kidding me? You want to now collect the medals. So the women that were born women can no longer win because
We can't
one
afford to
guy
keep keeping quiet.
one guy
That's the truth.
that could not win medals when he was a real guy,
Yeah.
now changed to a woman so he can win medals. And we are keeping quiet, and it's okay. And our
Hmm.
children are working hard and can never win the medals again because they are now competing against boys because they are wearing skirts. They are now girls. I don't get it.
We need
But
to we
okay,
need to we need to we need to rise and shine our lights. That's the important thing.
absolutely. Absolutely. So everything that you've been through is for a reason. Everything you've been through is for a reason. That's that's school. How sometimes and when we talk about stories, it doesn't have to be bad things, though. Let's be
No.
clear. It doesn't have to be bad things. Some people's stories are very good. Your life is just, acing things back to back. Come and tell us how. We want to know.
Yeah.
Do you understand? There's some people that have been acing all their exams since they were born. Hello, show us, share with us. We do want to be acing exams. Some people have been acing interviews. Every job they go for there, they go for them. Show us how. So it's not when we say tell your story, it's not necessarily the gloomy, sorry ones. Oh. No, it doesn't have to be. Oh. Do you see? It's just tell it as it is.
Yeah.
Tell us because we want you to come and shine your lights. And then if by any chance you've been through pain and come out on the other side, oh, by all means, you must tell that story. Absolutely. Because the person going through pain right now wants to know that there's light at the end of the tunnel. So by all means, you must tell that story. So we have to tell your stories. So I don't know how else I want to say this. No, I'm going to be screaming from the rooftops. Every time you see me, I'll be screaming from the rooftops. This is what I'll be saying because that's what they've sent me to come and tell you. So I'll be saying it. Don't be tired of me. Oh. If you see anybody that you know that this person has story, she needs to send her to me. Mhm. I will help them. A guy reached out to me today. I said, apparently this amplifier is looking good. Oh. So do you take men in your classes? I'm like, we can't take men in the group classes, but we can help you
One to
one-on-one. So
one.
I said, okay, that's nice. I can come over because I was like, you think it's looking interesting, but I was thinking, hey, now wow, everything is for women. I said, well, it is what it is. So we have to help ourselves 1st.
Absolutely.
Then we'll come and stretch the rest to you. So Debbie, like we've almost done 1 hour. Happy is wahala. Somebody saying peace and love from Los Angeles, CA. Oh, Jesus is King and is true Son of God. Thank you, Jay. Nice of you to join us. And yes, anybody have any questions for Debbie? She's about to sign out. So Debbie, before you sign out, and in case we don't see any questions, what would you leave as your parting message for these women of God who are listening to us today and those that will catch the replay later? What is the one thing you want them to think about, telling their stories and how can change their lives from silence to significance? No, Debbie, before you tell us that last word, I need them to understand the transformation your life has undergone the last 1 year. I don't think you told us well. The kind of significance that Debbie has. So, Debbie, please now help me.
About
Give us some of your high points of the last, this year, the things that you have really achieved. Because you were once a quiet. I saw Debbie that I saw in retreat last year. Yeah, Debbie was now one of the coaches in the International Parenting Academy annual conference. Did you see the lineup of speakers in that place? Debbie is not small, though. This is the lineup of speakers in that conference. Then I also saw the other one that she posted the other day that she was speaking on one UK stage. I bet Debbie, cut so pause. If you will
you
not tell
already
us,
you said it all now. Don't worry. I just
tell us,
started.
tell us, tell us. And this is really what happens when you find your voice, when you own your story, and you get up from silence. The world will just open for you. You'll not be wondering,
Mm,
Shay, where were all of you all this while? They were waiting. The world was
yeah,
waiting for you to just
yeah,
rise up. That thing that you're thinking, oh, I don't know where it's at. Once you take the first step, they say when you move, the universe moves with you. Me, I say when you move, God opens doors for you. He
true,
needs you to stand up. It's not,
true.
you know how he gave Adam and Eve free will, because at the end of the day, if he's left only him, he will just carry all of us into heaven, like just come. But he wants you to even be part of it. He wants you to be part of the whole thing, part of your own salvation. So you must move,
True.
so I can see something to bless. So Debbie, tell us final words.
So, I'm going to say that there's power in your testimony, right? Your story matters and there's power in your testimony. And your God's plan is never about you. Your testimony is actually somebody else's survival guide, you know. Think about it that way. So it's not when you're living life, for something larger than yourself. Don't
Mm,
you're not telling a story because of oh, what would they say? I feel ashamed. I've done wrong things in my life. It's not like there's I'm perfect or anything, but it's not about me. It's all my testimony, what I've been through, what I am, what I'm going through, what I've dug into my life, what I've healed from. It's somebody else's survival guide, and I want you to see it that way, that your testimony is powerful and God's plan is never ever about you. It's never about you.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I mean, I can't remember which of the pastors or wherever I read it from, but I remember when I read something about how, every time that God sends you on an errand, and it's always about serving other people. Your assignments are always to serve other people. Your gifts are always to serve other people. It's never about you. And if you ever think that it's about you, you ever close it within you and think, okay, I've done it, me, myself, and my children, that's it, then you will not see the reality, the enormity of the gift that you've been given. But once you start to use it to serve others, and I love what you said, your testimony is someone else's survival guide. As in, it is what they need. God, see, that's how God controls these 7 billion of us. Is by, okay, Debbie has sorted this one out. Okay, she will sort out the women in her. I don't need to be teaching all of those ones again. Debbie has cracked this code. She will teach this community of women. Okay, Brenda has cracked this one. She will teach these people. Okay, yeah, Taiwo has cracked this one. She will teach these people. So when you don't rise up to teach the people that God has counted you with, who are you doing, sister in the
Mm.
Lord? It's yourself, because God will raise stones if he has to. His children will not
True.
suffer. Let's just be clear. It's you that will miss the reward of you rising up to do that thing, because there's
True.
always a reward. You can never outdo God in your generosity. He would always reward you. So,
Absolutely.
dear sisters, I leave you with those few words of mine, and I hope that we'll be able to spark something in you today to make you go and rethink your life, rethink your story, and decide what you're going to do with it. Because we need to be shouting. Oh, you see how they are shouting on Instagram? That's how we'll be shouting, children of God in different corners. So
Yeah.
when people open their feed, they will be seeing people with sense that they can listen to and follow. That's what it's about. Nothing
True.
else. That's what it's about. That's the vision. That's the dream. That children will open their Instagram feed and see people with sense that they can listen to and learn from.
True.
That's what I want for you. And that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. My name is Brenda Unu. This was Women's Matters, brought to you by the Good Women of Women's Growth Academy. I come to you live every Tuesday on this YouTube channel at 7 p.m. Nigerian time. And follow me on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is Women's Matters, Women's Growth Academy, and there is also brenda.unu on Instagram. Catch us here every Tuesday. Tell your friend to tell your friend, and share this replay link with somebody else that you think is going to bless. God bless you. Thank you so much, Debbie, for coming out tonight. We
Thank
love
you.
you.
Thank
And
you.
have a good night, everyone.
Have a good
See you
night.
next Tuesday.